Well, I would feel bad because I always try doing it right, but I would just try doing it better the next day. So I feel better about yeah.
Yeah, never thinking negative and never giving up is the key.
Hey, welcome back to Normalize the Conversation. Today I'm here with Mason Matthew and his mom, Kanika Matthew. You can connect with them on Instagram at Mason Carmelo Blake. Thank you both so much for joining me today. How are you really?
I'm great. How about you?
I am really good. As we talked about before, I finally got all caught up on my YouTube channel, so I am extremely happy. Mason, you are only 9 years old, and you've already created a book called Wake Up with Mason to help your peers create a morning routine. That is absolutely amazing. What inspired you to write this book?
What inspired me were seeing the kids that want to know English, need to learn English, or some of the English that need to learn French or want to learn French.
That is really amazing. So, during that time, you were also trying to learn French. So, did you take what you were learning and apply that into the book?
Yes, that's correct.
So, what was it like trying to learn French? Was it difficult? Did you have to create a routine for yourself?
It was a little routine. I had to do a routine for a little, but then it got easier on the way.
It did? So, let's talk more about that routine. What was your routine like?
Well, my routine was first I would wake up and then I would thank God that I got to wake up. I would hygiene, and then I would have a nice breakfast, and then I would go on with my day with maybe some homework.
Going to school. After school, what do you do?
After school, I would usually stay home, do some homework, and then do what I feel like to do. Maybe just relax, watch a movie.
Did that extra homework help you with French?
Yes,
Awesome.
it did.
Awesome.
That is an amazing routine. It took me a long time to learn that routines were important. I don't think I came up with my own routine until I was 18. And it's amazing that you know so young that routines are important. Why do you feel that creating a routine was really important for you?
So I would get lost in what I'm doing. Helps me focus on the certain things that I need to do at a certain time in the day.
And you can gain discipline, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
That is extremely important, especially as you're getting older, to have that routine in place. I know for me, as I started to get older, learning how to balance school and sports and having a social life and then trying to learn new things was so overwhelming. And trying to find that discipline within myself to balance everything was so hard. So, how have you found that you've been able to balance everything and create a routine that works for you?
You balance your routine. What do you do?
Wait, how do I balance?
Yeah, how do I know to wake up this time? How do I know to do my homework? Set.
Well, you could set an alarm, you could write it in a journal on a whiteboard, and after like a week, a few days, then your body's gonna get used to it.
Yeah.
Exactly. How did you learn about creating routines?
From my mom.
Oh, that's amazing. It's really important to have a parent who is able to help you and teach you these things. So, Kanika, thank you so much for being such a great role model for your son.
Thank you. And I would love to be a role model to all the children around the world as well.
You definitely are. So, what inspired you to help Mason create a routine that worked for him?
I think I would go along with you as well. Just time management is a lot, from working to parenting, and then your extra curriculum, then family time, and everything all at once. You just make sure everything is all done. So I usually set alarms. I write on calendars all over my house. Then we have a whiteboard and journals, and just to organize your life is amazing. It feels really good. You don't feel lost. You don't feel like you don't have a purpose. You don't have nothing to do.
Exactly. A lot of times we feel really lost because we don't know what to do. And then there comes into that factor of self-care. So Mason, like you said, maybe watching a movie after school and after your homework, that's a great way to just give yourself some time to rest. And hygiene in the morning, that's so important. And those are all important factors of self-care. So when you were putting together your routine, were you thinking about how can you kind of care for yourself, or did that kind of happen naturally for you?
It got natural.
That is amazing, because people struggle for a long time to create self-care and add that into their routine. And to be so young and to already know how to do that and what to do is just absolutely amazing. And it's going to help you go so much further in life.
When you look good and smell good, don't you feel good?
Yes.
That's self. You start within yourself, then it'll express outward. Whereas everyone else. So if you look happy, you look good, someone else will be like, hey, I want to look like you're inspiring others.
Exactly. It starts from the inside out. When you look good, when you feel good, but when you look good, you'll feel good. And Mason, so your goal is to help your peers create a morning routine or create a routine that works for them. So what advice would you offer to your peers who are trying to create a routine? Because, we're all different. We're all very unique. So your routine might not work for me and my routine might not work for you. So what advice would you have for your friends who are trying to create a routine to know what to look for in creating a routine?
Well, for one, it's okay if you're doing a routine and you accidentally skip a day, because no one's perfect. It's not like you're always gonna get that day and you're always gonna do it right.
Exactly.
What else? Next advice for a friend.
And I set an alarm at a certain time for maybe a week or two. It's gonna feel like you've done it for your whole life.
Exactly. It just takes turning it into a habit.
Because your habit turn into your results. Yeah. So whatever you put your mind into habit, your habit will transmit to a result. So if I'm a habit of doing homework, I'm going to get used to it. I'm not going to be like, I don't want to do it. And just because you never did it at 7:00 today doesn't mean you can do it at 8:00 tomorrow. It's still in your schedule. Just sometimes timing will change.
Exactly. I think a lot of times when we're trying to create a routine and we forget to do something, we feel really guilty. And sometimes our parents might get on top of us because they know we can do better. And it's really hard to remember that it's okay to skip a day. What's important is that you start again tomorrow. It's not giving up.
Giving up. That's a good quote.
So Mason, when you do accidentally miss a day or skip a day, do you ever feel kind of unmotivated or upset? Or how do you encourage yourself to start again the next day?
Well, I would feel bad because I always try doing it right, but I would just try doing it better the next day. So I feel better about
Yeah, never thinking negative and never giving up is the key.
Exactly. And I love how you said, do it better the next day, doing better tomorrow, because you're not always going to be perfect. Even tomorrow might not be perfect, but if you're doing better, you're taking a step forward. And that's so important. So Mason, let's talk more about this book and what you wrote inside of it.
Well, the book was based on how I start my day when I'm going to school. And, well, the thing is, when I go to school and all of that stuff actually happens. So I think that the animal's still talking to me. And it feels so peaceful and nice when you're just waiting for the school bus. You're in your uniform, you're ready to see some of your friends learn a new thing.
That's awesome.
That is beautiful. And to create a book about it to help your friends also find that within themselves and for themselves is so, so important. So now, when you started this routine and you decided to write it into a book to help your friends, were you nervous about sharing it, or did you know it was going to be something that was so good? Because a lot of times we feel nervous when we share something new about ourselves.
I was very nervous.
Or? So how did you get through those feelings of being nervous?
Well, I thought to myself how it's gonna be okay. Probably some people do the same things in their day and they might feel inspired. So I felt like it would be a good idea.
That is amazing. And to know that it may inspire people. And sometimes when we go outside our comfort zones to do something new and try something new, it can be scary. And to share a piece of us that other people don't know is kind of like being vulnerable. And to be vulnerable and know that it's okay because it might inspire people is such a beautiful thing to know. And to execute at such a young age. You were just absolutely amazing, Mason. So now I do have a really important question. We just got back into the school year, right? So you were talking a lot about your morning routine during the school year, but then when summer comes, your routine probably gets a little messed up and different. And I think a lot of people get really confused when it switches from having to be in school every day and having to do your homework and focus on sports and everything to this sudden summer break. And what do we do? So how did you create a routine that worked for you over the summer?
Well, for summer, I would do the same things in the morning.
Because where do you go in the summer? Instead of school, where do you go? Where did you go?
In summer,
you went to basketball.
Yes, I would go to basketball camp.
So you practically woke up at the same time.
I'd wake up at the same time. I would get dressed. I'd leave a little bit later. And at the end of basketball camp, I would wait to get picked up. And then I would have a good time with my grandmother.
Would you also do homework?
Yes.
Awesome.
That is amazing because having a routine year round is so important. And I think a lot of us, especially when I was younger, I know that maybe I slept in a little bit longer in the mornings during the summer, and then adjusting back to that new schedule is so difficult. So what advice do you have for maybe some of your friends who didn't have a routine in place for the summer? And now they're starting to have to go back to school and be disciplined and focus and do their homework and get up early. What advice do you have for them?
Well, some advice is if you want to still stay used in like your school routine, if you want to stay in that routine, then you probably maybe go to a camp or something, or maybe do some homework at home. And yeah, that's
practically keeping the same kind of routine so you don't fall off the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
For example, did you still go to sleep at the same time that you would go to school?
Yes.
Yeah, and why is that?
So I wouldn't get lost.
No, so you go to your bedtime's at 9:00 during school. So every maybe about 8 months you went to bed at the same time, and then during the summer, your body, your brain was still used to that same routine. So you still went to bed at 9:00 and woke up early.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do something consistently, it sure will work.
Exactly. Consistency is key. So Mason, if somebody wanted to get a copy of your book, where can they go to get it?
On PayHip.
On PayHip.
On PayHip. Would you mind sending me the link so I can include that in this episode? Because I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in your book.
No, we would not mind.
Perfect. Mason, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing more about creating a morning routine and all this amazing advice you had for your friends. You were just absolutely incredible and inspiring, and I'm so happy that I was able to connect with you.
Oh my God.